I come from a country where it is a norm to make jokes about sensitive life issues and abnormal to critique or challenge a non humanitarian act. I grew up in a milieu where the lives of peaceful protesting youths are the least valuable.
Ladies and gentlemen, as soon as they see them, more than they record them, they are peaceful. Peaceful people, now they can't shoot. They just can't shoot us anyhow. They just can't shoot us. Some of us, they hide under this truck. They just shoot people for nothing. Nobody had a gun. Good guy. Give me. Give me the bullets. Give me the bullet. Thank you. Look at bullets. See bullets people are finding. These are live bullets.
I recall questioning my dad on my next home trip in July of 2021 about a trend. A trend welcomed with huge commercialization, hashtags, and increased popularity. It is believed in my place that elders are embodiments of wisdom. Hence, I sought to divulge the truth from an elder, especially one who had lived through the critical moments in the nation's history, traveled extensively within the country, and worked on reconciling files for created states. It was vital for me to understand the misery behind the phrase that so heavily weighed me down right from the moment I received it, amidst its accolades in social media spaces and its audacious acceptance both by the Igbos who identify as IPOB and the Igbos who do not subscribe to the IPOB narrative. I need to understand the misery behind the phrase, which at the same time coincided with the period when a 5-hour journey to my hometown and a 4-hour journey to my school was increasingly multiplied due to the dangers posed by the rapidly emerging unknown gunmen alongside military interceptions and harassments. This same inquisitiveness resurfaced during my first ever history class. This class exposed me to the different shades and narratives on the Holocaust. It was interesting reading the Holocaust in personal, private, and public memory. I saw myself asking the why question. Initially, I was unsure whether to raise the question publicly. A trailer load of thoughts and imaginations emerging from my background swept through my brain. I don't remember ever learning history in school. I also cannot recall seeing any history curriculum at home, unlike other subjects, thanks to my dad's entanglements with basic education, which was his brainchild. Upon inquiry, I was shocked to discover that between 1982 and 2018, history was not taught for 36 years at the basic school level in Nigeria. Grace Akambi, in her essay, asserts that history education was not included in the primary and junior secondary school curricula at the inception of the implementation of the National Policy on Education (NPE) in 1982. It was replaced with social studies but retained as an elective subject in senior secondary schools. What prompted the removal of history from basic education? Was this absence an intentional omission? In a country where one referenced the Holocaust as a false story, I find it intriguing that Holocaust continues to transcend time and geographical boundaries, remaining a relevant and deeply studied topic. Therefore, it is in this vein that this project seeks to highlight lessons from the course, memoir, and memorials, the Holocaust in personal and public memory. This work intends to reveal how the knowledge of Holocaust can help us appreciate memory, mediate, and avoid the future occurrences of such atrocities, especially in Nigeria. The aim of the project is to highlight different narratives encountered in the class to foster advocacy for collective memory that honors victims and to reinforce early warning signs of genocidal ideologies.
Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku, another Savior, another Savior. Holy, 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 Adimebujuku, another Savior.
Although it is difficult to narrate guilt, Nigerians need to derive lessons from the Holocaust and the manner in which its memory is preserved by adopting different narratives to tell its story. From our class, we learn to view memory from multiple perspectives, both from the lens of victims, penetrators, and bystanders. As Rothberg rightly suggests, history and victimization should be treated in multicultural societies in a way that it is not a competition memory. In a multicultural society like Nigeria, Nigerian history, particularly the Civil War, should be handled with care and narrated from a multiple unbiased standpoint without ensuing victim competition. The narratives ought to be divergent and not limited to unique artistic forms. It could be in archival, historical, fictional, or documentary form. I look forward to a Nigeria where descendants of perpetrators take up initiatives to correct the errors of their ancestors, just like Nicholas Frank, who despite his father's involvement in the extermination of the Jews in Nuremberg, took it upon himself to serve his parents justice. He achieves this by engaging in school campaigns. I also look forward to a Nigeria where the state is involved in preserving its memory by contributing to individual and public memory in public spaces such as museums, and also in maintaining the museums with its historical artifacts. Similarly, rather than deepening divisions as a result of ignoring history, Nigeria must take a similar approach in confronting historical traumas like the Civil War and ethnic conflicts with honesty and empathy. As emphasized in the narratives in Judenrein, we need the archives to retrieve memory, to clarify memory, to extract memory from artifacts. Archives are vital for retrieving, clarifying, and extracting memory. In a society where history is trashed, we need the keepers of our own stories to ensure they are not erased or misunderstood. Nigeria's policies should ensure equity across all groups, breaking cycles of systemic exclusion and prejudicial utterances, especially from its leadership. There should be spaces for both physical and social dialogue between divided groups. However, if the government continues to fail us, we too need not fail ourselves. We need to tell our tale and preserve our history from a multidirectional perspective. Content creators also need to cautiously promote contents that foster shared understanding and national identity. Like Berlin, Nigerian cities can become centers of reconciliation where diversity thrives and the weight of past injustice give way to a future of justice, unity, and peaceful coexistence.